packed out crowd in the World Expo, but we will be back in the commentary box for the women's team EPEE final.
3種，個3種係乜嘢咧？重劍、配劍同埋花劍。係啱嘅，恭喜晒！好，今日亦都恭喜晒我哋呢位嘅小朋友。咁馬上咧，我哋就進入我哋今晚嘅最後一場賽事啦，大家拭目以待。
Dramatic lighting ahead of a dramatic team women's EPEE gold medal match here at the World Championships. This venue has produced shock after shock. It's not stopped. First out, the referees David Sakvazi from Georgia and Aleska Olula from Venezuela. They're going to be supported by Chung Chi Hung Gerald from Hong Kong and his country fellow Chao Hui Yan. They're in charge of the decisions. Coming out now, those in charge of the hits.
Chung Chi Hung Gerald, Chao Hui Yan. Representing
Here come the Italians.
CAFORIO Gaia,
CAFORIO
RIZZI Giulia,
Julia Rizzi, Alberta Santuccio, and on the bench they are that strong. They've got a two-time world champion in Rossella FIAMINGO. Italians, 5th seeds. Took out the #1 seeds to make it to this gold medal match. They face Estonia. They took out the #2 seeds, France, on their way through before beating Hungary. Irina, EMBRICH Katrina, LEHIS and Julia BELJAJEVA will start the match for Estonia. Veronika ZUIKOVA is on the bench for Team Estonia. What a presentation they've got. They had it right for the individuals. They've got it super right for the teams. It's absolutely thrilling. A brilliant, brilliant performance from the organisers here to put this show on. And what we expect right now is a brilliant performance from two teams. We can all expect something special from Team Italy with their team huddles, and we got it there. They tend to keep their huddles within themselves these days. There were days they've taken the fight to the fences on the opposing team. Here's the route through for Italy, and what a route it's been. They beat Hong Kong in the quarterfinals, taking out the #1 team in the world by a single point. What a thrilling semi-final that was. Estonia coming through the bottom of the bracket, beating France, the #2 seeds, Hungary, the #3 seeds. And they are here by merit, both of these teams. We've introduced the referees, we've introduced the athletes. I'm Karen Bashir. It's time to introduce the expert, Jeff Buchans.
Thanks, Karen. And as you said, these are not two teams we expected to see fighting for gold. The 5th-ranked Italians against the 7th-ranked Estonians. But we can't forget that the Italians just won the Olympic Games in Paris, and basically the same team. So they didn't have a great year, but they've made it into this chance to win the World Championship.
Behind of line, middle of the piste, please. En garde.
Getting the fight ready.
Red.
Here we go,
Allez.
9 legs of fencing in this women's Team EPEE gold medal match. Whole bodies target, you've got to hit your opponent with the tip of your sword. No right of way to worry about here. You just got to hit first and not get hit within 0.40 of a second. Sorry, 40 milliseconds, 0.040 of a second.
125th.
Because the athletes in EPEE can get doubles. They can both score hits at the same time. The thing about EPEE as well, Jeff, is that the lead is crucial, even by 1 point.
It can be very crucial because once you have the lead, it forces your opponent to have to take risks, maybe make some attacks, and you're able to get a double touch. Once you're in the lead, if you're able to do that, it's a big advantage. And if they go 1 minute without any touches being scored, as we're about to happen, we're going to have P yellow cards, which is for passivity.
Well, we're just 5 seconds away from that passivity call. We have seen that used as a tactic. Varty does reach into his pocket to bring out the P yellow card.
Yellow.
It is a warning for the
Yellow.
athletes to get on with it, start scoring hits.
En garde, s'il vous plaît.
Another P card, another passivity warning. It's a red card. Both
Red.
fences, both
Allez.
teams are penalised by a single point. But the critical thing in team fencing is the passivity card stays for the duration of the entire match.
The other critical thing, though, as we stay for the duration of the match, is that if the score is tied somehow and there's a P black card, which the third time it would happen, the team that's the higher seed coming in, which is Italy, would be the winner. We never see it, but we have to explain that it could happen.
Red. Allez.
The Italians are all watching back at home. They've had their lunch and they're tuned into this. They've seen their men's foilist take the gold medal, and now they're watching their women's EPEE go for the same thing live on RAI TV.
Not bad.
In Italy at the moment. Of course, not with our commentary because they don't understand us. They'll have their own commentators over there. Because fencing is a huge sport in Italy, right?
It's gigantic. And are you saying that this is they're having their lunch now watching this?
Just after.
So basically, that watching the men win the world championship, that was the appetizer to the lunch?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Very hot over in Italy at the moment as well. Very hot on the piste for Italy as well. Alberta Santuccio has taken a 2-point lead here. And Julia Beljajeva is desperately trying to find a way around the guard. But Alberta Santuccio, brilliant
Behind the line,
octave,
please.
held on to the weapon of her opponent and was able to score the hit.
As she usually does, because
garde.
Santuccio is a blade fencer.
Red.
She likes to be on the
Allez.
opponent's blade.
Interesting point as well, because the tactics of the fencers will start to unfold as the match continues. Some fencers like using their weapon, some others like absence of
Absence of blade, exactly. But Santuccio, she's the textbook model of someone who likes to be on the blade all the time.
Well, this is a really interesting setup here because, as you can see, Santuccio now is happy to sit on this 2-point lead. The target score in this first leg, which they don't have to reach, is 5 points. And the next 2 will come on and adopt the score and take it up to potentially 10. And then we go to 15, 20, so on and so forth, with the final target score of 45. But what we often see in EPEE is a slow burner. And that is what we have got here. 2-0, Italy lead after the first leg.
En garde line, s'il vous plaît. Salute.
I mean, there's not a huge
Next
amount
match.
to talk about right at the beginning of EPEE matches. We know that full well. But did you get anything from that?
Well, not really that much, except that we talk about one touch here, one touch here. The fact that Italy's already opened up a 2-0 lead, that could be significant because as we go forward here.
Katrina LEHIS is on for Estonia, and she's going up against Gaia.
En garde.
CAFORIO. This will possibly be an opportunity for LEHIS
Red.
to
Allez.
cut back the deficit. LEHIS was incredibly disappointed with her performance in the individual event, so she'll be hungry for this one. After having such a stellar season, you can understand why she was disappointed not making it through to the medal matches in the individual.
She was far and away the hottest fencer, and everyone expected her to be contender for the championship, certainly on the podium. Wasn't meant to be.
Didn't come together for her in the individual competition. She's a fencer also that does like to just pick off a bit of a lead and then defend it. So, but we know that this season that she can come from behind for sure. But here, there's a beauty of a hit from Gaia CAFORIO right over the top, flick over the top of the bell.
That was a beauty.
En garde. Red.
The lead is up to 3, which is somewhat significant early on here. While LEHIS is planning to figure out what she's going to do, she wasn't expecting this. And just a quick strike there to the shoulder area.
Telling me though there was a nod of the head from Katrina LEHIS as she walked away from that hit. Because now, you want to give away too many hits, but now she's learned something. That nod of the head says to me, I think she's got her way through here now. She's worked out what to do.
We're about to find that.
Well, she's got a couple of minutes left to do it. I think she's going to try and draw a counter-attack and then take the blade. Or she's going to come over to the other side and come over to the body.
I'm surprised to see CAFORIO committing herself like that, but you were right, and she did find the blade here. There's the parry, and there's the riposte. So it's exactly what you suggested might happen, and I was surprised that CAFORIO took the bait with the 4-0 lead, because she's not the one that needs to take unnecessary risk like that.
Red. Ale.
This time it looks like she got around the blade. Let's take a look. She just got around the blade. LEHIS went for the same low line parry as the previous one, and this time CAFORIO was able to get around it.
Red. Ale.
We're going to be delighted with this situation. 4 clear, and arguably they're number 3 on the team. He's doing a great job.
Touché.
LEHIS pushed CAFORIO to the end of the piece there and was able to close the distance just enough to be able to hit there, almost like on a half lunge.
En garde. Red. Ale.
So Italy came into this with a 2-0 lead. CAFORIO scored 3. LEHIS is 2.
LEHIS trying for one more.
Touché.
Well, we have a weapon in a couple of pieces, which is never a good thing. LEHIS is going to have to replace it. You see the snap of the blade. Brilliant camera work there to get that snapping of the blade. But it was a point. She was able to get the point before the blade broke into 2 pieces.
LEHIS was able to get close enough there.
En garde, s'il vous plaît.
I think CAFORIO has to try to keep a slightly longer distance there because she's at risk of getting hit in these straight attacks.
Red.
So 3-3 in this leg. And Italy leading just by 2 points, which is what they came into. So parity is the order of the day here. LEHIS has not been able to eat into Italy's lead.
Halt! Finish, salute, s'il vous plaît.
Move on to the
Next
third
match,
leg of
please.
this 9-leg relay. With a 2-point lead. They will be the happier of the two teams at this moment in time. LEHIS unable to close the gap.
They didn't close the gap, but she did close the gap from 5-1 when things were not looking good. So she ultimately did a really good job there just to stay level in that leg, even though they wanted more.
Giulia RIZZI on for Italy.
Irina.
Here is Irina EMBRICH on for Estonia. What on earth is going on here? The pliers are out.
Let's take a look. They're tightening this up.
Technique.
They might have to replace it. Oh, okay, this is the issue there. That's the retaining clip. That has to be snug. If it's not snug and that falls out during an action and a fencer gets hit, the touch could be annulled. So that absolutely must be snug on the clasp there. That's the responsibility of the organizers.
Well, we had a problem at this end of the piste in the men's foil final, didn't we, with that clip? And it did bring up a couple of white lights. The thing for EMBRICH here is that if that comes out, she can't score a hit.
She cannot score a hit, but the good news is if it comes out, she also can't have it scored against her.
Well, yes, there is that, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, it has to. Let's see if it's snug.
Thank you.
Snug.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Engineer from Hong Kong, fixing that in a jiffy. So taking over from David Vardze, Alexa Ola from Venezuela will take control of these next two fights. Jeff, my question to you at this stage is, where will Estonia be getting their hits?
It looks like it's going to be from LEHIS, wouldn't you think?
Maybe BELJAJEVA perhaps in her next match, which comes on next. It will be a bit of a containment job from Irina EMBRICH here. Surely they can't leave it just to LEHIS, especially because Giulia RIZZI is going after EMBRICH.
Yeah, not to mention she's the silver medalist from the individual.
Not there to her region on the side of her mask. You been to Venice?
I have been to Venice. You?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I competed at the World Cup there. Not for long, unfortunately.
I never went to that one.
Yeah.
You're talking about in Las Vegas, right?
Haha.
Nikolai Novozhelov in the box for Estonia. Well decorated men's EPEE team coaching the women's team.
Strong on the blade there was RIZZI, preventing EMBRICH from sneaking in that remise. RIZZI's going to try to keep doubling.
So RIZZI scored 2 in this one to 3 from EMBRICH. EMBRICH just trying to chase this down. I asked you the question, who's going to go after their hits? And it looks like it is EMBRICH who has decided to come out and go for this one. But they're now a little worried because a warning light came up on the scoring apparatus. And discussion between the two floor referees.
On guard. Red, Ali.
It was David Sakbadze who called for the referee to call halt.
I think the reason was because they had the score up to 7-6 for Ritzy.
Correct.
They didn't give her the double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3-3 in this leg.
At, push. Qua. On guard. Red, Ali.
Ritzy's always very patient. She's comfortable on her side of the piece there, as you can see. She's shown that she can get doubles pretty easily here.
At, do.
Right on cue.
Qua.
Actually, she provoked that one. That was her attack. It was EMBRICH who doubled that.
On guard. Red, Ali.
Dario Ciardo, the supremo behind this women's EPEE team from Italy, will be absolutely delighted with this. 5 hits scored by Giulia Rizzi in that leg. They're nowhere near the target score. It was 4 from Irina EMBRICH, so not a bad leg, but they keep giving away hits. Just 1 or 2 here and there.
Yeah, they brought it down to 2, and then it's back to 3.
So we've been through the first third. Italy will be the happier of the 2 teams. They have SANTUCCIO and Rizzi outscoring their opponents.
On guard.
And CAFORIO
Red, Ali.
maintaining the parity. We go into leg number 4. Julia BELJAJEVA on for Estonia, and the Gaia CAFORIO back on for her second fight for the Italian team.
So we see a theme here, of course, with the Estonians down, that
At,
there's no
push.
tactic scores, is that all 3 fencers have been pushing the Italians to their side of the piece. The Italians have fenced the entire match on their side of the piece. Maybe they want to be a little bit more aggressive, a little more active.
Why would they? They're leading.
They could be passively
Okay.
active. They don't have to really put themselves at risk, but
Ali.
not just sit back and watch what their opponent's doing.
Really patient from Julia BELJAJEVA, waiting for that opportunity to come. She's primed and ready to go. She saw that opening for a single light touch, and that is exactly what the Estonians need. This is the start of the comeback.
On guard. Red, Ali.
2-zip in this leg in favour of the Estonians. If Estonia were to draw level, do you think they'd play the passivity gamble?
No, I don't think so. Do you?
I don't know. The Italians have, in 3 of the 4 legs, outscored them. It's a tricky one, because if you take it to passivity and you force yourselves to have to score a hit every 60 seconds, you slightly favour the Italians at the moment.
Well, CAFORIO started this attack from right here from way out of distance. which gave Beljajeva a chance to make the easy parry and the riposte. I think the Italians as a team have to press a little bit more because they're behind the 8 ball every time they're back in their zone.
Surely Estonia have to go for the lead here. Force the Italians out.
Seems like a long time ago they were down 5-1.
Beljajeva's played a very patient game here, and she's put the Estonians back on level terms with Italy. These two have just under 40 seconds to play out, but passivity could be called around about 10-11 seconds on the clock if they don't score again. Beljajeva is the one that's doing the work here, but CAFORIO launches an attack and re-establishes the Italian lead.
Well, the last time she tried that, she did it from a little bit too far away and was easily parried. That time she was a little closer, was able to hit it. And you know what happened there? Estonia climbed all the way up the hill. They didn't get that lead.
Well, that will do it. 11-10, a 3-1 run from Julia Beljajeva is a good outing for Estonia, their best one so far in the match. And they are back in touching distance as Irina EMBRICH comes on to replace Julia Beljajeva. Will be Alberta SANTUCCIO back on for CAFORIO. It's a slow burn, Jeff, but it's intriguing, this one.
It is intriguing, and it can change very quickly at any moment. For me, looking back, though, whatever happens here, it was a key moment for LEHIS in that second leg when she was down 5-1, that it didn't slip away there, and she brought it back to within 2.
Red, allez.
Well into the second third of the match here. Finally poised. We've had one call of passivity. So teams will be conscious of that. Just for the record, we can get into the passivity conversation if it does come up, but for the record, just remember, Italy are the highest seeds coming into this competition. World number 5 against world number 7. So we'll explain that if we see passivity again.
Meanwhile, they tied the score again. SANTUCCIO did get the blade, but was not able to hit on the riposte. EMBRICH scored on the remise.
So 1-0 in the match. They were around about 20 seconds away from a passivity call before EMBRICH launched that, but SANTUCCIO was immediately in this particular leg, and that puts Italy back in control.
With a strong taking of the blade, right? Look at that. She's so powerful in the blade, make no mistake about it. And that's 2 times now where the score has been tied by Estonia, where they couldn't get over the hump.
Red, allez.
SANTUCCIO surprising EMBRICH there.
Guard. Red, allez.
SANTUCCIO very busy. We haven't seen this from anyone. That was a beautiful attack while she was preparing for action.
Well, you're right, it's a busy work from SANTUCCIO, which has favoured her in her first match. But I'm enjoying the contrast of the two teams, the patience that Belyajeva showed in the last match. And now EMBRICH is doing the same thing. Despite SANTUCCIO being busy with the blade, EMBRICH's just waiting for that moment, that opening to go for a simple attack.
Yeah, that's true. The difference is she's being patient while SANTUCCIO is pushing. Belyajeva was patient while she was still sort of pushing.
Yeah, it's a canny game, EPEE. SANTUCCIO just opening the distance up and having a rethink. What am I to do here? That's what they're doing when they come way out of distance. It's kind of like a couple of boxers in the ring that not feeling each other out and going around in circles. Just working out, hold on, right, I need to think about this again, work out what I'm trying to do. And SANTUCCIO comes back into distance and draws the attack because she was looking for a second intention counteraction.
Did you hit on the hand?
On the arm.
On the arm.
Just on the upper arm.
Thank you.
He's been around for a while, the mastermind behind the gold medal at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Featured 3 of the 4 fencers in the lineup here. FIAMINGO, Giulia, RIZZI, Alberta, SANTUCCIO. We're joined by Mara Navaria in that Paris Olympic win. The coach, Daria Jado, is the mastermind behind that gold. We had him in shot.
Well, I got to believe SANTUCCIO is going to shut this down. She's not going to try to score. Be surprised.
So we get through the 5th leg, and 2 plays 3. The Italians have reopened a 2-point lead.
Salute. Next match.
And very strict, wasn't he? Next match, come on, crack on.
He's very businesslike as a referee.
SANTUCCIO, after 2 matches, has outscored her 2 opponents by 3 hits. So she's doing the job for the Italian team, slowly working well. Here we go. The graphic up for the match so far. A slow burner, but have no doubt this is a tight one, because when we continue through, if we're going at this kind of hit rate, we are going to see a thrilling finish. Katrina LEHIS back on for a second fight for Estonia, and she's against Giulia RIZZI.
So when LEHIS last fenced, she left the piece with a 2-touch behind, and now she's back there. It's exactly the same. Can she cut into it? RIZZI is very patient and does fence a lot of her bouts back at her end of the piece. Almost like setting up shop in her office. LEHIS has an advantage here. Can she take advantage of it?
Passivity is going to be the call if they don't get on with it. And it's RIZZI who launches the attack. I worry a little bit at the moment with Katrina LEHIS, in that she's getting into distance and not necessarily doing anything. And maybe you say, well, she's waiting for the attack to come to react. She's been hit too many times. She's got to change tactics, right?
Or just go for it once you get someone back there. And make a move.
Of course, we don't know whether Nikolai Novoselov has said to her, the coach in the Estonian box, has said to her, no, contain. We don't want you to go for anything. Just keep her busy, but don't let her hit you.
Oh, what a repose there by RIZZI. So she's very comfortable there, as we said, her back end of the piece like that. One time she saw an opening in flesh, and this time she was able to make a very beautiful repose. Parry and repose. Wow.
Again, please, both of you, middle of the piste. Thank you. Angar.
What the referee Sanfadze was saying, please be in the middle of the piece. When you get on guard, you have to be in the lateral center of the piece, which is about 1.5 meters wide.
Retournement. Yellow card.
Ritzi gets a yellow card for core to avoid being hit on a riposte. That's what that was for. Just to reiterate, you're allowed to run into your opponent not too much force to provoke core, but you can't do it when you're about to get hit on a riposte to prevent from getting hit. There's just a counterattack.
Well, Dario Ciardo on the right-hand side there, indicating what he wants from his fencers. The hand signals help.
It looked like an opposition counterattack from the high line. Is that what he was?
Ritzi. More, please, more middle. En garde. Red,
I think the referee Sakvadze was nitpicking there. No, he's doing his job. The fencers are supposed to start in the middle. Meanwhile, 5-touch differential out of nowhere.
It's a big danger for Estonia here because Italy, when they get the lead in EPEE, they very rarely give it up, especially if it grows to this kind of size. We go back to the question, where are Estonia getting their hits from?
Could it be Beljajeva had a few? Yep. But it's not going to be LEHIS, it appears.
So where we're looking at now, well, a couple of things. Do Estonia think about bringing ZUIKOVA on to go after the hits? Because if they stay as they are with their lineup, Beljajeva appears in the penultimate match, and Estonia must be ahead when she finishes. The thing is that we don't know how the coaches have decided to construct this match. Maybe Estonia will be happy being behind, but I'm not sure by 6 points.
Whatever the case is, you generally put you're in the 8th spot, the fencer that is most capable of getting the most touches. So that's where Beljajeva is.
Well, they're leaving this alone.
Fence, please.
They're going to let these 10 seconds disappear. They've pretty much left 20 seconds of the match go. And that is a great leg again by Italy. 4-0, and they're 6 ahead.
Salut, s'il vous plaît. Next match.
I'm scratching my head here. Jeff, what's going on?
Well, that's gigantic. Ritzi just out-fenced LEHIS. She scored some beautiful touches. One flesh in preparation, some couple beautiful ripostes.
But the thing for me is that don't look at them high five. They don't seem to be too bothered by this situation. I would be worried if I was 6 hits down against the Italians.
Yeah, I think so. It's getting late here. They have to make a move.
We go into the final third. Irina EMBRICH is on for Estonia. Gaia CAFORIO is on for Italy.
Italy can be so patient here. There's no need for them to take any unnecessary risks, but they have to just be busy on defense and not let the Estonians get comfortable setting up an action down in their side of the piece like that.
Double's enough, isn't it, for the Italians? They won't mind.
No, it's a great job by CAFORIO. So EMBRICH got the double, but that's of no help to them.
And those doubles, and whilst they don't have an effect on the difference between the two teams at this stage, as we get later into the match, and we are in leg 7 of 9, so we're getting pretty late into the match, those doubles push Italy towards the target score. In this fight, it is actually the target score of 35, so they're a long way away from it. But at some point, the Estonians are going to have to go after this.
Wonder if it's going to be this leg or they're going to put all their eggs in the Beljajeva basket.
Push. 3.
So, okay, you can say CAFORIO went for the attack there, got hit. But in the previous time she tried that, she scored. But I look for them to take limited amounts of risk like that.
I think the director's listening to you, Jeff, because I just showed a picture of Julia Beljajeva waiting in the wings to come on for the next match. And like I say, I'm scratching my head because the Estonians don't look too worried about this. Where's the Joker coming on? Where's the rabbit coming out of the hat? That's what I want to know.
That's after her.
And I think she was past her as well, wasn't she?
Everything went wrong there. As far as LEHIS, you figure she'd be the one to score all these touches. Up so far in this match, she has not been that one as the closer.
But she looks like a container when she's on the pitch. She's not like a container, that's really bad. Yeah. She looks like she's containing the fight. EMBRICH getting another one to close the gap up by 2. There is Katrina LEHIS. And I wonder what they're doing, because we have seen this season LEHIS fight back from behind on multiple occasions. I'm talking 5, 6 hits behind in the individual competition. Maybe they're sort of luring Italy into a false sense of security and they spring LEHIS for the last match.
Well, it's going to be an uphill battle because she's up against SANTUCCIO.
But SANTUCCIO likes to go for the blade. He opens up opportunities for a much taller,
longer fencer,
LEHIS to go after her, trying to avoid the blade.
Meanwhile, with almost a minute to go, to be within 4, they can close the, EMBRICH can close the gap here 1 or 2.
Look how nervous the Italians look. They are worried. They don't look as calm as you'd imagine them to with a 4-hit lead. Oh, that was a real big opportunity for EMBRICH to get another one. This is the thing about the score not being anywhere near the target of 35. EMBRICH can go on a run of hits.
Yeah, and Beljajeva as well.
What are they looking at here? Turning of the back
could
from
be.
CAFORIO.
Yeah, it could be. Here comes the card.
Does it?
She's trying. She's working on it.
It's like you in the pre-show.
She's got it.
Yellow card.
Huge yellow card there. Huge. Because it puts CAFORIO under massive pressure.
And the repose from in close is good, and that is gigantic to bring it back to 5.
Well, EMBRICH got herself into a very strong position for Estonia, but now CAFORIO's fought her way back. It was going to be a bit of a boo-boo for Italy, but they've managed to settle things up. Well, in the end, CAFORIO did settle things down. She steadied the ship. 1 point regain from Estonia, but they still trail by some way.
Well, for a second there, it looked like EMBRICH was going to chip away and make it 3. Brought it to 4, and there was that one little infighting action where it looked like she had it on, but CAFORIO was able to parry it, and there was no touch in that action, and then bring it back up to 5.
So we go into the penultimate leg, and it's Julia RIZZI back on, and she's going up against Julia Beljajeva. Beljajeva has to close this gap up, I think.
Behind the line. Red.
You have that right. This is the moment here for Estonia.
We can sort of rank the athletes, sort of. It's a little bit more effective in forehand and Saber, looking at personal performances, we use a thing called indicators, which is basically the number of hits you score minus the number of hits scored against you. So if you're 0, parity, you've added nothing for your team, but you've also lost nothing. If it's positive, you've pushed the score on for your team more than you've given points away. Negative is obviously not a good indicator. The two that have finished already, Irina EMBRICH and Gaia CAFORIO, both on the negative indicators. So they've concluded their matches with EMBRICH giving away 1 more point than she scored, CAFORIO giving away 3 more points than they scored. So this really is where these two teams are looking to make the difference. Italy, obviously, with that lead, are a long way ahead with just this leg and 1 more to go, and they increase the lead further. RIZZI's fenced really well.
She's not only fenced well, she's so strong on the blade. Not in that one, but in the first one she scored, and she does it back in her office, back at the 2-meter zone. She just she retreats there and says, "Come and get me if you can."
Star player for Italy. +5 indicator coming into this. That's gone up to +7. So she's been the hit maker for the Italians.
RIZZI's so patient, keeps such good distance, and so strong on the blade. And that's a trifecta. It's pretty effective.
Loss of balance.
RIZZI.
Unintended. It just happened, so no warning or penalty for that.
Well, she got a yellow. Oh, RIZZI, same as SANTUCCIO, is so strong on the blade. The risk, and it was worth it. Belyajeva just could get the double there, so that was no help to her.
Well, look, the two teams preparing for their last match, where we're going to see Alberta SANTUCCIO taking on Katrina LEHIS. You saw Rossella FIAMINGO giving some instructions to Alberta SANTUCCIO, but LEHIS was in the middle of the 3 Estonians sitting in the box, just concentrating, focused. She knows what she's got to do here. Julia Belyajeva making her life just that little bit easier, but a gap of 5 hits with just a handful of seconds left. Will Belyajeva go after another one here, perhaps?
I say no.
Well, just because you said no, I'm going to say yes.
You're such a contrarian.
I know. I think you're right. I don't think they're going to go after any more here. I think they're going to leave these last 10 seconds. Yeah, if you're just having a little hunt, just having a little look. But you're right, Jeff. It is going to be a 5-point lead for Italy going into the final leg. 24 plays 19, so we're miles away from the target score. Belyajeva giving her teammate LEHIS a little pat on the back. Come on, you know we can do this. 3-3 in that last leg, so no major difference.
Last match, please.
Are they going to light the touch paper here? Are the fireworks about to go off?
I think so. You know what? I hate to be Captain Obvious, but the whole key to this whole thing to have a chance is LEHIS has to get the first couple, because if SANTUCCIO does, then it's going to be open season and it's going to be touch after touch.
Red,
Captain Obvious. You should have a T-shirt with that written on. We go into the 9th leg here, and Italy have a commanding lead, but we know that Katrina LEHIS of Estonia can come from behind, and she can do 5 hits quite easily, and that is the difference.
It's interesting that you say that, because before the individual competition, you talked about that as well from her past performance, that she has been able to do that. So let's see if she can do it one more time.
She's going to need to score a hit in the next 20 seconds because passivity is going to get called here. She's going for it. And she on the remise.
I look for Santuccio not to seam ground into her back of the piece quite as easily, because she was forced to try something there, and LEHIS was waiting with the parry and the repose, I guess the remise and the repose. Let's see if she's a little busier, Santuccio.
Estonia last took this world title in 2017. Italy, believe it or not, last took this world title in 2009.
Oh my.
It's been a while.
It's a generation.
Off the back of the Paris Olympic win. His first world title in 17 years, I should say. LEHIS has closed the gap by 1. And we are inside.
This is what we talked about, maybe cutting in early as opposed to going the other way. This is exactly what Estonia wanted.
Santuccio behind the line. Thank you.
You didn't get my gentle tease earlier on, did you?
I missed it.
Are they playing for this? Are they playing for this last leg? Is where I was trying to go with this. It just looked like that, didn't it? They just didn't look too bothered that they were a few hits down.
Well, she's at a different speed than we saw her before.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. LEHIS is now playing a completely different game from the first 2 fights.
Look at this.
Look, she's on a huge run here, 4-1 against Santuccio, who's been one of the hit makers for the Italians.
So you say to yourself, why did not LEHIS fence like this in her previous 2 legs? Was it a matchup styles clash? Because she's able to go out and get touches like this.
I think it was a deliberate play. Keep the score low, and as long as you keep it within 5 or 6, LEHIS is saying, listen, I can do this. And she has been the single best individual fencer on the circuit, despite not getting a medal in the individual competition here. This season, she has been #1 by a country mile.
Yeah, and you can see she's feeling it right now. And Santuccio has to be really concerned here. She needs 1 single light very soon. Whoa! Plenty of time. Time is not an issue here, not a factor.
Julia BELJAJEVA trying to contain her emotions here. It is a risky game they've played, but it looks like they might win it.
It's getting very close. Huge length advantage for LEHIS, and Santuccio hasn't been able to get inside her distance once.
We saw the Italians looking nervous in the last round, in the last leg. BELJAJEVA closing the gap, but only by 1 point. It's enough. It was enough because I've got to say, Estonians look favourites to me, and you can see that the Italian box is more than just a little worried.
What's happening here?
There's some issue with the scoring apparatus.
Video, they're asking for a video.
What's this for?
Whether LEHIS, the Italians are asking for this, whether LEHIS must have, let's take a look. If we can get back to that.
few seconds more. Yes, up.
They're going back to the action to find the video.
Simple corazón.
No, they are adding time onto the clock. They put the clock up by 2 seconds.
Más, s'il vous plaît.
And that is important to Katrina LEHIS. One behind Estonia, but LEHIS has been on a tear in this one, and she does get done stepping forward. SANTUCCIO, I'm not sure she knew much about that. She just had the point in the right place at the right time. 2 behind Estonia now with 13 seconds on the clock. They played a very interesting tactic here, leaving it up to LEHIS to finish the job, and a double doesn't really matter other than a huge chunk of time has been eaten up. The Italians are 7.8 seconds, 7.9 seconds away from taking the world title for the first time in 17 years in women's epee, and that time just gets eaten into with another double. SANTUCCIO claiming that she had one opportunity, but they both went past each other, so that's why that hit doesn't stand. This is going to be incredibly tricky for Katrina LEHIS. It was a gamble the Estonians played, and they are back within 1. Are they possibly going to level up and force a priority minute here?
3 seconds and change is an eternity.
Here we go. Estonia have put it all into Katrina LEHIS. It's a double, it doesn't matter, but there's still time. Nikolai Novozhelov saying, get that arm out first, go early. Estonia trying to chase down Italy, not quite. And 1.2 seconds on the clock is probably just about enough time for Katrina LEHIS to have one more go, but only just. This is it. Estonia have played a big gamble here in this gold medal match. And another double means that this is all done and dusted, and LEHIS knows it. It's gold for Italy. They will play out the last 700ths of a second, but it's not going to matter. Italy are the new world champions. They've taken the title for the very first time in the women's team epee since 2009. What a moment for this quartet of brilliant epee fencers. The gamble didn't quite pay off for Estonia, but they'll be delighted with a silver medal.
You got to give credit to Alberto SANTUCCIO, because things looked like they were falling off the rails. LEHIS had all the momentum in the world, and there was that one touch that looked like she didn't even know she hit. It's almost like LEHIS impaled herself on the point.
Yeah, you just got to have your point in the right place at the right time, and the discipline is what got like that. That's hours of training, of just making sure the point's in the right place, because if you punch the point, as we say in the UK, it's still a hit from your opponent. It doesn't matter if you're the one that's basically put your hand on your opponent's sword. And what a celebration from the Italian team. Means so much to them. Every single medal in fencing, so crucial to the team. Rossella FIAMINGO remained on the bench throughout, but she was there in full support. What a brilliant day of fencing yet again here in Hong Kong at the World Championships. Jeffrey McCants, always a pleasure working with you. Love your dad jokes, but I also love your explanation of the sport. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you to it, because coming up very soon, we're going to have the after show. I'm hoping we can catch up with the new world champions as we take a look at the very last action of this match. The final double meant that Novozhelov and Team Estonia lost out to the Italians. Dario Ciardo is a winner yet again. Jeff, I'll leave you to the medals. I'm going to go and join Graham for the after show, which is coming up straight after you. Presentation.
from second run out last year and become world champion this year. Congratulations. So the game become a little bit close at the last moment. So how do you guys stay calm to deal with that situation?
We are a team, and then I do this for the team because ci meritavamo questo. Deserve it. And then I finally won.
And once again, congratulations that because Team Italy make it a double tonight. So is the men's team will cheer, the champion of the men's team cheer you guys up?
Of course, they. Abbiamo preso spunto dai ragazzi. No, in inglese.
It was an example, the foiler for us, so it was nice to win also.
We are very proud of Italy, all team.
Okay, last question. So try to speak something to your supporter, whatever language, Italian.
Thanks to all to support us. Grazie mille per averci supportato. Forza Italia!
Congratulations again, and big rounds of applause for Team Italy.
That's great to hear from the champions. You could tell how happy they were and how proud they were for their country. And we're going to take a brief break. We'll return with the medal ceremony. And as you heard Karen say, we have the after show. It's something new that we're doing here at Fencing TV. And it's tremendous because you get to hear from the winners right when it's raw and it's fresh. So please stay with us for the closing the medal ceremony. And after that, stay with us for the new and entertaining and exciting after show. So we'll be right back.